I don't know, Twitter or whatever the case is. Once you leave that name, that X Twitter, X Amazon stuff people be posting on LinkedIn, man, people ain't studying that. It's like, okay, well, you're not working there no more, and that matters. Why aren't you there no more? You know, people consider those things. So your identity is never in the place that you worked. Your identity is what you bring to the table. That's why they hired you in the first place. You know, so, you know, just because you're not getting paid a lot anymore doesn't mean what you bring to the table isn't still satisfactory or above that. You know, people still value what you bring to the table. You just have to value what you bring to the table. That's what I mean. Don't chase perfection, chase progression. Just keep progressing. Who said you can't use gaming to encourage people? Who said you can't use gaming to teach people the ways? Not me. Welcome to the new episode of Gems and Gaming. Get ready as we log in to share some life wisdom and put you on game. Let's get it. Yo, what's going on, y'all? So, I don't have my volume on. I'm not wearing the headphones. So forgive me if it's louder than it's supposed to be. I have not played Fallout 4 in a minute, but I haven't done Gems and Gaming in a minute. So, you know, what we gonna do, man, let's just get back into it. I know I was talking about playing Skyrim, and I was starting a new version of Skyrim. But, you know, we're going to do Fallout 4 just because, like, why not? Like, I was feeling it. You know, I was thinking about all of the AI and robot integration that's about to happen in the real world today. And I thought to myself, like, man, Fallout 4 is actually super real, bro. So, let's just go ahead and get into Gems and Gaming today. I recorded this video already, and I was actually doing it with Overwatch 4. Overwatch 4. That'd be crazy. Overwatch 2. But I think we can go ahead and just play it today with Fallout. You know, I have no idea what mission I've been doing. I have no idea what was the last thing that I did was. But I do know that we might as well just continue to play Fallout, just because the video that I want to do today is about not chasing perfection but chasing progression. All right, now I'm not trying to say stuff that's like, oh, this man think he's super deep, blah blah blah, he said the most basic stuff, blah blah blah. Sure, I be saying basic stuff sometimes, but the basic stuff, the simple stuff, the true stuff is honestly what we probably should be focusing on. But, you know, a lot of the times in the world, we chase the glamour. We chase the love of, like, materialistic things. Not necessarily, we don't necessarily chase, like, we don't chase the love of the game, I say. And if you really love the game, then you would just love to progress, necessarily. You don't have to love just the idea that, you know, I'm going to be super rich and famous one day. That's why I do these things. Or you don't have to chase the idea that, you know, I want to be my own boss. Therefore, I'm going to start my own business. You know, as someone who is a business owner and someone who has been very, very self-conscious since starting his own business, I can go ahead and tell you right now, you will try to chase that perfection. You know, when you start your own business, immediately you feel super excited because everyone's supporting you. Oh, like, oh man, shout out to you for starting your own business. You the GOAT for real, blah, 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 blah. You will get shown that kind of love. I'm not going to lie to you. You will. And it'll feel good. It'll feel great. Don't get me wrong. It'll feel great. You feel like you're doing something that most people aren't doing. But once that feeling of greatness goes away, and then you have to wake up every day, regardless of how you feel, and still dominate and still execute. And that's the hardest thing to maintain, is execution after that feeling goes away. I started my own business. I used to tell people all the time, I quit my job. I was making 140 grand. Now look at me, bro. Now I got my own business, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, but when you're a salary worker, you don't really have to perform at the highest level. You know what I mean? When you're a salary worker, performing at the highest level is fantastic, but it's not necessary. It's not mandatory. When you're an entrepreneur, you might want to perform at the highest level every single day, because it might not always work out in your favor, but executing at the highest level is better than not. I say it like that. So, that's something that I had to learn. Now, what I mean by performing at the highest level, that doesn't necessarily mean receiving all of the accolades, or that doesn't necessarily mean, am I supposed to get out? Like, what's going on? What are we doing? Do I wait? People that have done this mission before, do I look crazy by just waiting in the helicopter? What's going on? We cooked everybody. Now what? Do I get out? Oh, they left me. All right, I guess I get out. Okay, we're supposed to I haven't played Fallout in a minute, so forgive me if like I'm playing super sloppy, but anyway, about execution, when you start your own business, everything feels great. But when that greatness, in terms of the feeling, goes away, then it's like hard to maintain that same level of excitement. Because you got to think, you're a corporate worker, you get paid every 2 weeks. It doesn't matter you do good, it doesn't matter you do bad. And then you start your own business, you could be doing great for 2 years straight and receive $1, bro. It's facts. Matter of fact, it's funny that I'm saying that, because I'm thinking about one of the first payments I received for a product I created called Career Tycoon. It was $1. Basically, I was saying to everybody, pay me what you think, or pay me what you can, or whatever the case may be. I was just basically saying, pay how you feel. And the first person who didn't really have anything, he paid me $1. But I started talking to him and I heard his story. $1 was all he had. Like, it's not that he didn't want to pay more, but $1 was all he had. But he believed in what I was doing. He believed in the mission of the company. Therefore, he gave me what he had. So, I took that $1 and I appreciated it. It wasn't like, this man gave me $1. I was making 140 grand. Nah, bro, that's all he had was $1. So I appreciate you. And, those are the type of things in entrepreneurship that a lot of people struggle with, especially after you making a certain amount of cash every single year. Like, it's super hard to appreciate the little things when you're making so much money, or when you have the expectation that the only thing you should be receiving is perfection. That's why I say chase progression, not perfection. Just keeping it real with you. Outside of being a corporate worker, once you leave that umbrella of that big name, so let's just name the popular people like Meta, Amazon, I don't know, Twitter, or whatever the case is. Once you leave that name, that Twitter, Amazon stuff people be posting on LinkedIn, man, people ain't studying that. It's like, okay, well, you're not working there no more. And that matters. Why aren't you there no more? People consider those things. So your identity is never in the place that you worked. Your identity is what you bring to the table. That's why they hired you in the first place. So, just because you're not getting paid a lot anymore doesn't mean what you bring to the table isn't still satisfactory or above that. You know, people still value what you bring to the table. You just have to value what you bring to the table. That's what I mean. Don't chase perfection, chase progression. Just keep progressing. I mean, I can't really stress it more than that. Just keep progressing. You know what I mean? Like for example, I have not done this for quite some time. You know, I haven't done gyms and gaming, and I talk about all the time how you should continue to progress, never give up, keep going, yada yada yada. And when I start to think about returning back to the channel and continuing to progress, I feel bad sometimes. Like, man, I'm talking about being, you know, the best version of yourself. I keep talking about progressing, yada yada yada. But you know, I'm not being as consistent on this channel as I would like to be. So does that mean never posting again? No, that actually means you are a pure example of the stuff that you preach. So that's what I mean by don't chase imperfection and chase progression. Not everyone is going to be you're not always going to be the top tier creator that you want to be, or you're not always going to be the top tier entrepreneur that you want to be. But I guarantee you, if people keep seeing your face over and over and over again, or if people keep seeing the things that you do consistently, they'll start to associate you and the brand with the solution that you're bringing. You know what I mean? Every business is a solution to a problem. Let's start there. Every business is a solution to a problem. You know, believe me, if you're hungry and you don't have enough time to get something to eat, fast food exists. So, you know, it's not like you can't think of a business that solves your immediate problem. There is a business that solves your problem. So when you're making content, there's probably a reason or something that you want people to see when making content. So just be consistent. You know, I'm not saying that it has to be perfect. I'm just saying keep going. Like, people are eventually going to associate you with the message that you are trying to push. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying this because I've done it. I'm saying it's just because I believe in the message. That's all, really. I'm not saying I 100% know the answer to all things. I'm just letting you know that I believe in consistency. So just keep being consistent. That's all. You know, chase progression, not perfection. For example, I recorded this video already. I was actually kind of upset with myself because I deleted the video that I recorded. Oh well, whoops, I screwed up. It happens, but I'm not trying to be perfect. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. I don't want to stop, you know, the King Kane Gyms and Gaming. I don't want to stop making this content. You know, I want to continue to progress. I want to continue to spread the messages that I think is important to spread. But at the same time, you know, I'm going to be living proof of the stuff that I preach. I mean, just plain and simple. I'm not always going to have the most fire content. With that being said, I am going to start making more content that I am satisfied with. Content that I am more proud of. And content, what I mean that I'm proud of is stuff like, I don't want to say proud of, but stuff that I'm okay making. For example, I want to keep playing like old school games. And when I say old school, forgive me, people in their 30s, but old school is stuff that we grew up on. Like if I started playing Jack and Daxter right now, or Ratchet and Clank, man, these young people gonna be like, yo, this old age content, bro, what's going on? Like, you know, it is what it is. You know, we old now. It's cool. It is what it is. We're old, bro. But, you know, I'm gonna just keep doing me. If they rock with it, they rock with it. If they don't, they don't. You know, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to make the content that's going to make everybody go, oh my God, King Kane is the coolest person. or however people know me. Like, I ain't trying to be that, bro. I'm not trying to be the coolest person. If you have to be cool, that actually makes you lame. That's my opinion. If you have to be cool and that's your persona, being a cool person, then you're slick corny for real. Because now what you're saying is you can't make any mistakes publicly. You always got to have everything figured out. You got to be careful of every communication that you have with somebody via text, via phone call, whatever. You just got to be this perfect person. That's corny, bro. Like, no one can live up to those expectations. And the funny thing is, you set those expectations for yourself. Like no one told you had to be the coolest person. You just decided, I'm going to be the coolest person ever. No one is going to ever see me in a situation where I'm not perfect. Man, get out of here, bro. Who has time for that? Who has time for that? I got a wife and I got children. Like, I don't have time to be the coolest person on the planet. My kid, my wife, they'll let me know, like, Dada, you're so lame. That's not cool, Dada. That's corny. Man, the people that work for me will tell me straight up, like, that ain't it. Like, real talk. They'll tell me straight up, like, that ain't it. Like, stop pretending, or stop trying to sound cool, or whatever the case is. And I need people in my circle that's like that. Like, if you feel like you gotta agree with me, yeah, we're probably not gonna do well together. Like, you don't have to agree with me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, if I'm being honest, I prefer you don't agree with me on everything. Agree with me on some things, not everything. Like, if you agree with me because I'm making sense, like, I rock with that. If you agree with me because of my title or because of my position, then you're not really agreeing with me. You just don't want to upset me, or you don't want to ruin our relationship. Therefore, you're trying to chase perfection and not progress into your relationship with me. I'd rather it be authentic. That's all. So, when I make this type of content, I'm not trying to have the dopest, like, oh my god, people are gonna watch me and just start dying laughing every single time. I do got some funny content, don't get me wrong. I think I have some of the funniest content, but it's in the vault though, so you know what I'm saying. So I can't be mad if people don't think that, or I can't be mad if it's not like the most perfect responses ever to my content. That's really on me. That's cool. But I will say that, if you are that type of person that you believe you have something that the world really, really, really would enjoy, just put it out there. You know what I'm saying? You'll get better after you start. Trust me. I did Gems and Gaming 4 years ago. 4 years ago, and I had no idea what it was going to turn into. I still have no idea what it's going to turn into. I just know that I wanted to do it. Therefore, if you have something that you want to do, man, if you don't do that junk and stop feeling the need to please everybody, or to be perfect, like, why, man? Why? You don't think that's exhausting? You don't think that's, like, super exhausting, having to be perfect every single time? Like, yes, that's super exhausting. And you don't have to do that. You're only setting those expectations for yourself. If someone else tells you you have to be perfect to get their approval, ask them, what did they do in their life that makes them feel like they're perfect? I guarantee you they would stop speaking about those unrealistic expectations, because they'll be honest with themselves and go, there's nothing perfect about me at all. I just got roasted about this thing one point in my life, therefore I roast everybody else from that point forward. They're probably not even thinking about the things that they're, boy, hey, ain't gonna lie, you was about to get blasted, homie. I'm not even gonna lie, it was about to be over for you.
Absolutely.
Not gonna lie. But anyway, expectations wise, man, you set your own expectation for your life. And that's all I could advise to you for those listening to this video is what expectation do you have for yourself? Once you set that expectation, then you can start living up to those standards. But just keep progressing. Just keep progressing. Start to meet the bare minimum standards that you set for yourself and then progress more and more and more. Don't think about being perfect immediately, because that type of lifestyle is not a type of lifestyle that you can maintain. One day you're going to wake up and feel sad. The next day you're going to wake up and feel happy. So you're not always going to be extremely efficient. You're going to operate under the current conditions that you can manage. So just manage. Just keep progressing. We on the same page? I think so. You think so? I think so. Just keep going, man. Everyone who I rock with or listens to me or speaks to me or are friends with me, I watch their progression and I'm super proud of them. Not because they're perfect, but because they progress. And that's all I ever can ask of someone, even myself. So just keep progressing, man. Keep progressing. See, look, we just did a whole mission. I don't know how long has this video been. 20 minutes. Man, not even half an hour we done progress. And that's all you have to do with whatever it is that you're currently doing. Keep progressing, bro. Facts. That's all I'm saying. Why not? All right, so let's see where we're at when we end. I think it's a good place to end. Listen, y'all take it easy and God bless.